it's recording?
Yes.
Okay. Today's issue is going to be more, how do you say, it's an issue I think Drake would approve of. We're going to talk about emotions, and more specifically, emotional intelligence. I think one thing people fail to realize is our genetic makeup, like our physiological, oh fuck, is it how do you say the word?
Physiological?
Is that?
I think so.
Yeah, is not made for the modern world, right? So sometimes in areas where, like, we're prone to stress, prone to anger, or prone to anxiety, especially in the modern world, yeah, the way we react to these types of stressful situations is not best suited for us and the modern world. You know, back in the day when, from an evolutionary standpoint, when there was like random wild animals you had to run from, you know, being stressed, that was a key emotion to have. And anxiety, you know, never being sure what was going to happen the next day or the next hour. Those are all key emotions back in the day, right? So, however, like, how many years of evolution we speak of, it's been ingrained in us genetically. And there's nothing we can do to change that. So I think being conscious of that helps us realize at the core of this, we are primates. We kind of have that animal instincts in us. But being conscious of that is a lot better than not knowing. Because if you don't know it, sometimes you let your anger get the best of you. Sometimes you let anxiety get the best of you when you're worrying about so many useless things. Sometimes you let, what's another animal type instinct, which I think, or emotion? You got anger, anxiety.
Could be desire as well.
Yeah, desire. There's a lot of things. And not being attuned to how you're feeling or knowing how to deal with these can be detrimental to one. You know, for example, say you have a boss who's riding your ass. What's the most natural way to react?
Get angry.
Yeah, beat his ass. Right? Or say you have a test coming up in 1 week. What's a natural thing that comes up? What kind of emotion? Anxiety, right? But instead of just letting our emotions hijack our way of life, it's best to know how to deal with them, right? And there's a lot of resources for that. But what I really want to talk about today is emotional intelligence. You know, being able to recognize not only your feelings, but other people's feelings as well too. This idea of emotional intelligence, if you really want to get into the details of understanding it and knowing when and where to use it, you should buy The Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. But I'm going to bring up one case. You know you'll have the idea of emotional intelligence. Say when you see someone in a distress situation, no, not distress situation, have distressing emotions. You know, whether someone's angry, anxious, those type of distressing emotions. And one, being able to recognize that they're having those feelings. Because one thing I find with people is they tend to be so self-absorbed that they don't tend to notice their environment or how other people are acting. Because you can easily tell when someone, not easily, but there are signs you can tell when someone is angry, you know, upset, all those emotions I mentioned before. When someone's angry, you know, they'll kind of keep themselves not quiet, you know, be quiet, maybe have some snarky remarks. And so when someone's anxious, they'll make simple tasks difficult, or you can see that indecisiveness being present with them. So step one, recognizing the emotion. Step two is, you know, really get around to empathizing with the individual if you recognize the distressed emotions. So say someone's angry, you know, ask them, you know, what's happening? Is there something wrong? Can I help you? Don't be outright, but, you know, be very subtle in how you present that question. Because when someone's angry, they have someone to empathize. It's really a soothing feeling to have. You know someone's caring about you and has your back. And over time when you start practicing empathizing, it really helps in increasing your emotional intelligence because you'll be able to recognize it and you'll know what to do. It'll just be your intuition coming with that. So wherever you go in life, whether it's in work, family, friends, it's always good to have the emotional intelligence with you. It'll make you a better friend, a worker, family member. It will give you the positive characteristics that you need to really have fulfilling relationships. Because a lot of people nowadays, you know, the divorce rate going up or people not really being faithful in any relationship, it really comes down to how high is their emotional intelligence. You know, if they knew that their actions had consequences or if they could, how to say, could pay attention to others and see how they're feeling, and knowing how to deal with it, it'll make that person's life a lot more fruitful. You know, people come to enjoy that person a lot more. People will come to want to have a closer relationship. However, it all starts with, you know, it all starts with you having emotional intelligence and practicing that. It's just not a one-time thing. You can read the emotional intelligence one time and then put it away. If you don't apply it, it's not going to help, right? It's being able to apply this and recognizing when to use it and where to use it. So, that's all I got to say for today.